Right. So this was the assignment. Yeah, that those guys were in second year hard in business mathematics and statistics from Prof. William. So I'm interested in the first question. If you have observed their assignment, the first question had the systems of the equations. And in that quiz that they had during residentials in June, they also had the question on linear equations. Even in an exam, they had the questions on linear equations. And when you follow through the past years, there has always been a question under the linear equations. So it is very necessary, very, very imperative that we learn how to solve the systems of the equations. Okay, yeah, using especially the Cramer's rule. But to start with, let me just say extract some questions that came first in the quiz. And these guys had a system of the following equations. I'm writing them down here. I have them. The equations were x plus 2y plus z equal to 17. They also had an equation 2x minus y plus 3z is equal to 5. And these same guys had was this 5? No, it was actually 6, not 5. They also had a question. They had a question, or they had another system of equation, and that was 3x, okay, plus 5y minus z equal to 10. Are you able to see the system of the equations?
Yes,
Then
sir.
what we want to teach you now is how to solve the system of these equations using the Cramer's rule. Very, very important. Very important that you learn how to solve these equations using the Cramer's rule. You remember those days back then? There are those days somewhere in high school, you were learning how to solve the simultaneous equations. But most of the times we were just given the two systems of the equations, right? They used to have only maybe two variables, maybe 2x plus y is equal to maybe 5. Remember those things, x plus maybe 3y is equal to 3, right? So now we have got multiple variables, right? The system of the equation that we have actually, it has got 3 variables, x, y, z. Yes, and we have got 3 equations. There are now 3 equations. So how can you go about it? So there is this common method that is always examined. You call the Cramer's rule. It was coined by Dr. Gabriel Cramer many years ago, Cramer Gabriel. So he decided to name it after himself. So it came to be called the Cramer's rule. How do you solve a system of the equations like this using the Cramer's rule? To start with, when you want to start with to find the value of x, the value of x shall be equal to the determinant of x divided by the general determinant. Then the value of y shall be equal to the determinant of y divided by the general determinant. The value of z shall be equal to the determinant of z divided by the general determinant. Okay. So if you have observed, you can see that the determinant is something that is very important here. Finding the determinant is what you need. Once you have the skill on how to find determinants, then it is well and good, very straightforward. You can manage to answer any question. So to start with, let us now learn how to, answer the questions. So how do you go about it? So to start with, the system of equations that you have to convert it into matrices, right? You should form a system of the matrices. just form the system of the matrices. And so from the matrices, then you can be fine. Just a minute. Let me capture something. I get the question again. Okay. Yes. So this is what is there. Start with. So how do we extract a system, a matrix, right? How is a matrix extracted from here? So to start with, of course, you have to find the general determinant. And how do you find the general determinant? Extract the matrix, and the matrix is extracted like this. We'll get the coefficients, just get the coefficients, okay? What is the coefficient here? It is +1, isn't it? +2, +1 again. Here you have +2, -1, and 3. Here you have 3, 5, and -2, like that. All that to be multiplied by X, Y, and Z, and that should be equal to 17, 6, and 10. That is the first step. Is that clear? Are people fine on how you find you extract the coefficients? Do we have any question? Just extract the coefficients, meaning only the numbers. This is Z, is not 2, right? These are Z values. Just get the coefficients there and multiply them by the variables, and all that equal to the product matrix. When you do that now, this is very important. You have to understand on how to find the general determinant. Once you understand, then the rest of the things will just become very easy and very straightforward. You expect such in your exam. The order of the signs is as follows. There is negative here. How does it go? No, it is positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, and negative here. Then here it is neutral in the middle. Are you able to see what I've written on the system of the signs? Now that implies that the number which sits here always has got like the intrinsic sign here is positive. But if there is a number that should sit here, the intrinsic sign is negative. So before you put the number here, you have to multiply it by what? By a negative sign. Is that clear? People are not responding. Oh, we didn't choose anyone to respond. Madam Chilala, you will be our respondent for today. Is that fair? Hello? Everyone is quiet. Madam Chilala, are you in class? Are you able to respond for us? It's just silence. Okay, Danji, are you able to respond for us?
Maybe, sir.
Maybe you can respond for us. Okay. All right. So let's now move on. So what you're going to find is that you can start solving for the determinant, but this is how you solve for the determinant. To start with, you get the number that is here, okay? Get that one, get the number here. By the way, to start with, you can use either the rows or the column, but you still find the same answer, okay? You can either follow the rows or the columns here, this first row, this first column, last row, and last column, they can all give you the same answer. Okay? They can always give you the same answer. Okay. So you start with this number here, you write it 1 like that, then you open the bracket. Is that clear? Then when you have written this one here, if you're following the row, to start with, you delete the row, also delete the column in which this number lies. Okay? What do you remain with? You remain with something, this matrix, right? You remain with -1, 3, 5, and -2. Is that clear? Then, okay. So once you are done with that, how am I writing now? These things are, these lines are not coming out. Okay. Let me just remove the lines. So I said you delete this row, you delete the column, so you remain with the -1, 5, 3, and what? And -2. You close like that. Then if you're following the row, you come here, there is 2. Now this 2 here, which is here, is positive, right? You should multiply it with this intrinsic sign. It will be positive times the negative, so it will be -2. So you write it -2 here. If this 2 was negative, were negative here, you could have said -2 times this negative, then this one would have been positive. Is that clear? But now it's negative because positive times negative is negative. Then when you do that, you delete the row, also the column in which this number lies. What do you remain with? You remain with 2, you remain with 3, you remain with another 3, and a -2. Is that clear? Then you go to the last one. This last one here is 1 positive. Since it is positive, multiplying it with this other positive is still +1. So you write +1, you open. What do you remain with? You have to delete the row, delete the column. So you will remain with 2, -1, 3, and 5. So far, is there any question? Is there any question from anyone? Do I have any question?
No question, sir.
Okay. So if there is no question, then we are okay. So we are just concentrating on the other side of the equation. We haven't crossed to the product section where we have the products. No. So once you do that, it becomes very easy, right? Just very easy. You write this 1 times, how do you find the determinant? To find the determinant, you say, you multiply this 1 times that -1 times the negative what? 2, right? Minus 5 times 3, okay? So you subtract the product of the major diagonal minus the product of the minor diagonal. This one is called the minor diagonal. This one is called the major diagonal. So you multiply the entries in the major diagonal, then you subtract the entries of the minor diagonal, like that, okay? Then we come to -2. We do the same. You have 2 times -2, right? Minus 3 times 3. We close like that. Then you have +1. That will open like that. It will have 5 times, what is 5 times 2, that is 10, right? It is 10. 5 times 2, it is 10, minus negative 3, right? 3 times minus 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. So it will be plus 3. Okay? Like that. So from here, we can proceed and have 1. What is negative 1 times negative 2? It is 2, right? And minus 15. Is it? 5 times 3 is 15. Then minus 2. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Minus 3 times 3 is 9, right? Plus 1 times 10 plus 3. 10 plus 3, like that. What is 2 minus 15 is what? 2 minus 15 is what?
Negative 13.
Negative 13 times 1, we have negative 13. Then we'll have negative 9 times plus, okay, negative 4, negative 9, that's negative 13, right? Times 2, it is plus 26, right? 13 plus 20, 13 times 2 is 26, but they are negatives, you can multiply them. Then plus 13 again. What do we have as the general determinant? This is called the general determinant, the D. Negative 13 plus 26 plus 13, it is equal to what? It is equal to 26, isn't it? Yes. So this is the general determinant, all right? It is called D, the general determinant. Is there any question? This is how you find the general determinant of a 3x3 matrix. Now, what about if you want to find the determinant of x? I said there should be the determinant of x for you to find the value of x. This is what you do. You remember this matrix of yours? The matrix we had is 1, 2, 3, 2, negative 1, 5, 1, 3, negative 1, like that, right? Is equal to, let's say, the product, which is 17, 6, 10. So now, how do you get the matrix of x? This is what you do. Where there is x here in the row for x, you know that the first column is representing the values of x, right? The values of x are found here in this column. So you should remove this one and replace it by the what? By the product entries. Okay, by the product. Replace it by the product. Remove, and so you put 17 here, 6, and what? And 10. And the other things will remain the same. Then you are going to solve in the same way how we were solving. Same. Repeat the same procedure so that you can find the matrix for what? The determinant for x. We start with 17. 17, we open the bracket. What do you remain with? When you have 17, you delete the row, delete the column in which 17 is. You remain with negative 1, 5, 3, and negative 1, right? Then here you have 2. 2 times negative. That intrinsic sign for negative, it will have been negative 2. Multiplied by delete the row, delete the column, you have 6, 3, 10, and negative 1, right? Then the other one will be this one now. It is positive 1, It is positive because even the intrinsic sign is positive. Delete the row, delete the column, you have 6, -1, 10, and 5. You close like that. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So from here, we can go ahead and find the determinant. We say 17 times, what is -1 times -1? You know how to find a 2 by 2, determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix. -1 times -1 is 1, right? It's 1. Minus 5 times 3 is 15. Okay? -2. 6 times -1 is -6. 10 times 3 minus 10 times 3, which is 30. Right? Plus 1 times 6 times 5, it is 30. It is 30. Minus 10 times -1, it is -10, like that. All right? Any question? Are people following? Or people are behind?
No, sir. We are
Okay.
following.
If people are following, it is well. So from here, you can now have 17 multiplied by 1 minus 15 is -14, isn't it? Then you have -2 times the -36, right? Plus 1 times 40. Because the 30 minus 10, here it will become positive. You will have 40. Is that clear? Yes, sir, it is clear. And so from here, what do we have? We can start multiplying. These are big numbers. What is 17 times -14? 17 times -14. -238, right? -238. What is 2 times 36? -2 times 36. -2 times -36 is 72. So plus 72 plus 40. 1 times 40 is 40. When you command your calculator, what do you get? -238 plus 72 plus 40. We find 126 negative, right? -126. 126 negative as the determinant of what? Of x. Is that clear? Hello? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So to find the value of x, it will be very easy now. Find the value of x, you say x is equal to the determinant of x divided by the general determinant. So -126 divided by, what was our general determinant? What did you find?
26.
26. Okay. Right. So 126 divided by 26. There are no factor. It is not a factor. So we can reduce this using maybe 2. Okay. You can say 126 divided by 2. It is 63, right? 63 divided by 13. Okay. There are no more numbers that can enter into 63 and what? And 13. Then you can leave it there as the value of x. Is that clear? So therefore, x is equal to 63 over 13. It's recommended that you leave it as a fraction like this, and like leaving it as a decimal when you start cutting on the values. No. This way it is still okay. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we have found the value of x. We need to find the value of what? Of y. So to find the value of y, you repeat again the matrix, but you change in the line of y, you put the product matrix, okay? You put the product matrix, -1, like that. And the product matrix, we said is what? It is 17, 6, and what? And then we have now replaced in the line of y values, where we find y values, because we want to find the determinant of y now. Is that clear? So I can repeat the same process. 1, delete the row, delete the column. You have 6, 3, 10, and -1, right? Minus 17, because this 17 is positive, times that negative. You remember positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, and positive, negative, like that. So there is this negative times that 17, -7. Delete the row, delete the column. You have 2, 3, 3, and a -1, yeah? Then you have +1. Delete the row, delete the column, you will have 2, 6, 3, and 10. Is that clear? Then you can go ahead and
Yes,
find
sir.
the determinant of y. You have 1 times 6 times the -1 is -6. Minus 10 times 3 is -30, like that. 10 times 3 is 30. And -17 times 2 times the -1 is -2. 3 times 3 is 9. So -9 plus 1 times 2 times 10 is 20. Minus 3 times 6 is 18. Like that. Is that clear? All right. So how do you go about it? Very, very easy. So from here, you can have your 1 times the -36, -17 times the -11 plus the -1 times -2 times 2, not negative, because 20 minus 18 is +2, like that. 1 times -36 is -36. Now, what is 17 times 11? 11 times 17 is 187. So I have +187 plus 2. Okay. +187 plus 2. So you can say 187 minus 36 plus 2. We have 153. So everything 153, like that, positive. So this is the determinant of what? Of y. Is that clear? That's for the determinant of y. This is that y. Determinant of y. So to find y variable, you say determinant of y all over the general determinant. So it will be 153 divided by 26. You check if there are values that can enter in both of them, and then yourself. If there are no values that can enter into both of them, you just leave them, okay? Just leave it there where it is as the value of y. Is that clear? Very, very important to know how to solve the simultaneous equations using the Cramer's rule. We need now to find the value of z. Very, very important. Find the value of z. You come up with your matrix again, you remember it? It is 1, 2, 3. You just replace now where there are z values. To where there are x, you keep the original values, the way how they were. As 5, Then where there is Z, you replace by putting the product matrix, 17, 6, and what? And 10 like that, right? You start as usual, you start with 1, open, delete the row, delete the column, you have -1, 6, 5, 10, -2 times Z, delete the row, delete the column, you have 2, you have 6, 3, and what? And 10, plus 17, multiplied by what? Delete the column, delete the row, you have 2, -1, 3, and 5. So far, are we together?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I have 1 times -1 times 10 is -10, minus 5 times 6 is 30, minus 2 times 10 is 20, minus 3 times 6 is 18, close like that, plus 17 times 3 times 2 times 5 is 10, minus -3 like that. Okay. And then from there you proceed and find the determinant of Z, the dz. It shall be equal to 1 times the -10, -30 is -40, right? -2 times the 20 times minus 18 is 2, plus 17, 10 minus -3, that will be positive, so it will be 13, like that. So we shall have 1 times -40, -40, -4 here. What is 17 times 13? 17 times 13. That gives us 221. So plus 221. So 221 minus 44. It is 177. So you have 177 as the determinant of Z. So the Z is equal to 177, right? That's the determinant of the Z values, the Z variables. So to find the value of Z, you say Z is equal to the Z over the general determinant. So I'll have 177 divided by what? By 26. So if there are any numbers that can enter into them, you can reduce it. If there are no numbers, you can leave it like that. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So basically, this is how we solve the system of equations, the 3x3 matrix, using the Cramer's rule. Okay, it is as good and as simple as that. Very easy. That's how you do the Cramer's rule. Okay. Going back to the assignment that you had, that those guy, which document is showing so? Huh? So now I'm losing the document. Okay. Where is it? All right. Located. So this is the assignment that they had. You get the way how the systems of the equations were in question 1. So the question will say, obtain the 3 linear equations using the data in the table. You see that the first one, the first row was for the values of A. The second, the first column was for the values of A. The second was for the values of B. The third was for the values of C. And the last one was the product matrix. So can you obtain the equations? So find 1A, which shall be A plus 2B plus 3C is equal to 11. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is the first system of equations that you have. You have A plus 2b plus 3c is equal to 11. That is the first equation. Then you got the second equation. It shall be 2a plus 4b plus 5b is equal to 21. 2, 4, 5 shall be 2, 4, 5c is equal to 21. That is the second what? Equation. Then the last one will be 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6, 27. 3, 5, 6 equal to 27. There are pluses here. There's also a plus here and a plus. This is a system of equations. Is that clear? So to start with, how you solve, you just solve to find the value of A, the value of B, and the value of what? Of C. Okay? It is just like the example that we just had. So when you extract here, just get what? The matrix. So you get 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 5, 3, 5, and what? And 6. This is your matrix, your 3 by 3 matrix. Then the product matrix is 11, 21, and what? And 27. Then from here, you can easily pick it up and continue to find the value of A and the value of B. Find the general determinant first, then find the determinant of X variable by replacing here, by putting the product matrix, and you continue in the same way. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.